started laying down on your back. You can make yourself comfortable. I'm going to mute.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead and come to lay down on your back. And we'll take a restorative rest, so you can keep your knees bent and your feet flat. And let your knees knock in towards one another as you heel toe your feet a little wider. And then take one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart, and let your arms just rest on the ground. You might even tuck your shoulder blades a little bit underneath your chest. And then tuck your chin a little bit in so you feel the neck lengthen in the back. And then close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your hands. And as we begin, you might decide to set an intention for your practice here. And you can use this time to maybe set the intention to do your best. Maybe just end it there, to just do your best today or for the next hour. Or maybe it's to do your best to calm your mind a little bit. I've been feeling especially chaotic in my mind lately, especially with all of the sort of social media time that I have. So taking this time to disconnect from everything external, and maybe a good intention today is to be a little more connected to the inner workings of your mind, of your body, to be a little more compassionate inwards. Know that one of the best things that you could do for the world is to start by being kinder to yourself. So now we'll stay exactly as you are and just bring your attention to the hand that's over your heart. And just keep your attention right there in the center of your ribs, and imagine with each breath you could just massage your heart center a little bit. And anytime I'm working with the heart and that energy center, inevitably it feels really connected to the throat for me as well. So maybe move your attention a little higher between your heart and your throat, just bouncing back and forth, and feeling your breath soften those two places specifically. Now take 3 more breaths here, trying your best to stay present and out of the sort of spinning of the mind off into the future or thinking about the past. And see if you can just take 3 breaths, staying as present as you can. And slowly let your next breath in fill you all the way up, taking a little bit of a sip at the top to take a little more in. And then part the lips and let it go, feeling your body just sink into the floor as you let go of anything that might be on your mind, at least for the next hour. And then slowly start to blink your eyes open. Now take your arms wide right to left on the floor and take your palms flat on the floor. And if you don't have space, you can move or cactus your arms. Now bring the knees over your hips and the shins parallel to the floor. And push the low back slightly in towards the floor and press the bottom of your ribs of your back ribs in towards the floor. Now from here, drop your legs about a quarter of the way over to the left, just a little bit, and feel how that left shoulder grounds down. Use your left palm, bring the legs back through center. And now same thing, just off to the right a little bit, maybe a quarter of the way. Feel the right arm get heavy, and then bring the legs back through center. Now again, off to the left, this time maybe falling about halfway, and then coming back up through center. And then halfway to the right, feeling those left obliques catch, your right shoulder stabilize. Back up through center. Now over to the left again, and as you hold here halfway down, straighten your right leg and flex your right foot. And then bend the knee, bring your legs back through center. Drop the low back to the floor, drop the legs to the right. Straighten the left leg, flex the foot. Bend the knee and bring the legs back through center. We'll do 2 more each side. Drop halfway over to the left. Straighten the right leg. Bend the knee, come back through center. Drop the legs about halfway to the right. Straighten the left leg. Bend the knee, come back through center. And again, over to the left, using your shoulders to stabilize. Back through center. And then over to the right. Straighten. And then come back through center. Bring the legs through center. And now from here, take the arms to reach up towards the ceiling. And then roll over onto your left side. So you're curled up in a ball on your left side. Now straighten your arms out in front of you. I'll do it this way so you can see. And then from here, sweep your right arm up towards the ceiling and back behind you into a twist, trying to drop your right shoulder down. And we'll do that dynamically 2 more times. Sweep your right arm up and over until your arms are extended in front of you on the floor. And then sweep the right arm up and back, opening up that rib, the back of your ribs specifically. Back over again into this closed onto your side, and then opening up into the twist. And now we'll hold in this twist for a few breaths. So try to descend that left shoulder down your right shoulder down towards the floor. And it might feel nice to even take your left hand onto your right thigh. It's just a little extra weight. You can feel how you move the twist higher up into the back of your heart. That part of your spine is called your thoracic spine. It's the back of your ribs. It doesn't have that much mobility because all of your ribs attach to it, but it can get really tight, leading to some shoulder pain and even some breath shortness. Release the leg if you're holding it, and then bring your legs back up through the center. And now we'll roll all the way onto your right side, curled up in a little ball, taking the arms out in front of you, palms touch. And this time sweeping the left arm up towards the ceiling and back, trying to touch the floor with the back of your palm. And then closing again onto your right side. And doing that 2 more times. Just feeling the air on your fingers as well as you sweep the hand. And the next time that you're sweeping open, we'll hold in that open position for a few breaths, trying to descend the left shoulder. You might even push a little bit into your right shoulder to pick that side up and place it back down, trying to relax the left shoulder a little more. And then if you want the additional weight of your right hand on your thigh, you can press it down. Just deepening even a little bit into a twist can add a whole new dimension to it. So don't go too far, but just notice each little vertebra starting to rinse out. And then from here, we'll slowly come back through center, bringing your knees back up. Shift your hips back through center. And now from here, draw the knees into the chest and interlace the hands either above your shins, or you can hold on to opposite forearms. And then drop your upper back and the back of your head onto the mat. And then hug the legs in as much as you can, trying to drop your tailbone towards the floor. Now as you do that, try to drop the back of your neck a little towards the floor so the chin tucks in, trying to make your entire spine flat as you can press the fronts of your hips. Take 2 more breaths here, really accentuating the exhale as you squeeze the legs in. And then from here, we'll take the hands behind the backs of your thighs, releasing. And a little rock and roll up into a tabletop position where you can shift the shins to one side and come to your hands and your knees here. And if you want a blanket under your knees, you're always more than welcome to find a blanket and unfold them there. And then once you're in your tabletop position, walk your hands just a little bit forward and then shift your shoulders over your wrists so that you are in a modified plank pose. Now from here, press the hands down and tuck the belly button in so you feel a little bit of a rounding in your low back. And then from here, we're gonna bend the elbows straight out right to left, just a few inches. So they're not a straight push-up, just a little bit. And then with the elbows bent, round them in towards one another until they're parallel, and then straighten the arms back up. And I'll do the same thing, roll the elbows towards one another and then bend them straight out right to left. Keeping them bent, roll them back so they're in line with each other and then press back up. Do that one more time, bending the elbows straight out right to left, round them in, and then press back up. Now we're going to do the same thing in the other direction. So bend the elbows straight back so the forearms stay parallel, pivot the elbows away from each other, and then straighten the arms. Again, bend the elbows straight back so the forearms stay parallel, elbows out to the side, and then press back up. One more time, elbows straight back. This is called Chaturanga. Elbows out to the side and then press back up. Nice. Now from here, shift the shoulders a little bit past your wrists and bend the elbows straight back and try to lower for a count of 5 all the way to your belly. 4, 3, feel the elbows graze your sides as you lower all the way down. Now once you get there, untuck your toes, taking the tops of your feet on the ground. Slide the hands so they're in line with your bottom ribs. Fingers are pointing forward. And then from here, find a baby cobra, lifting your chest up and hugging the shoulders back. With your exhale, start to melt your chest and your forehead down to the mat. We'll do 2 more like that, inhaling into your baby cobra, chest forward and up. Exhale to lower down. And one more time, inhale, press a lot into the tops of your feet and your pubic bone as you rise. And as you exhale, release everything down. Now from here, press up into a tabletop position and then walk the hands so now they are underneath your shoulders. Now from here, we're going to bring the knees just a little wider than your hips to give yourself some space. And with an inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, opening up and back. And with an exhale, hover it under your left ribs, hovering, thread the needle, reaching to the left, pressing into your left hand. Inhale, the right arm reaches back up to the ceiling. And with an exhale, sweep it underneath you and reach to the side. Again, moving into your thoracic spine. Inhale, arm reaches up, last time. And now with your exhale, thread it underneath you, this time placing your right shoulder and your right ear down to the mat. Now once you're there, I'm going to switch so you can see. You might step your left foot out to the left with the toes pointing straight forward and crawl your left fingers forward towards the front of your mat. Now from here, there's 2 options that you can start to either round your left shoulder down towards the floor, and that'll give you more stretch in the front of your right shoulder, or you can start to press in your left hand to rotate your left shoulder back, and you might feel more stretch in your left shoulder. So you can maybe even find a little dynamic movement. It's almost like that twist that we had on the floor, but just very slight. Now, if you've stepped your left foot out to the side, keep it there. Bring your left hand down by your face and come back into your tabletop position. Now, if your left foot isn't stepped out to the side, step it out to the side now with the foot pointing forward, and we'll take 3 cat-cows like that. So with an inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, and look up. And as you exhale, round, pressing your hands and your right shin down. 2 more like that, inhaling, maybe closing the eyes to keep your attention inwards here. Exhaling to round in. We'll take 1 more time here. Now from here, we'll come into a neutral spine and walk the hands in towards your right shin and come all the way up to stand on your knee. Now that left leg is still out to the left. Take your left hand down and your right arm up and find a side bend over your left leg for gate pose. And as you do that, push your right hip a little out to the right and push your left arm into your thigh to rotate your right shoulder back. Take 1 more big breath here. And then slowly come all the way back up. Bring your hands back down and come back into your tabletop position. Hands and knees, both knees together. Bringing your knees just underneath your hips. Walk your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders again. Trying to figure out how to not put my head in my flowers. Shift your shoulders over your wrists so you're in that modified plank again. Now this time we're just going to take 3 Chaturanga push-ups. So don't bend the elbows to the sides, shift the shoulders forward, bend the elbows straight back, maybe just a quarter of the way, or maybe you can go a little further and go halfway. And then press all the way back up. Keep your tailbone slightly pressing down, and then lower halfway or just a quarter. Press back up. And one more time, lowering halfway, this time lowering all the way down. Try to land in one piece now. Untuck your toes. This time walk your hands wider than your mat, so now they're on the wood floor. Tense your fingers up and point your elbows to the ceiling. Press into the tops of your feet, and as you inhale, find a baby cobra with your hands wide. And with an exhale, dip your left shoulder forward and down as you look to your right. With an inhale, come up through center. And with an exhale, dip your right shoulder forward and down, looking to the left. Inhale through center, one more time each side. Exhale, dip the left shoulder forward and down. Imagine you are lengthening your side body. Inhale through center. Exhale, the right shoulder moves away from your right hip forward. Inhale through center. And exhale to lower down through center. Slide the hands in to frame your chest and press up into that modified plank tabletop. And then walk the hands underneath your shoulders, knees a little bit wider than your hips now. And we'll work on your other side now. Thread the needle, inhale, the left arm reaches up. And with your exhale, thread it underneath, reaching to the right and hovering the arm above the ground. With an inhale, press into your right hand, reach the left arm up and back. Exhale to thread it underneath, reaching to the right. One more time, inhaling to reach up and back. And as you exhale, thread it underneath you, this time placing your left shoulder and your left ear down. And then from there, you might walk your right hand forward and step your right foot out to the right with your right foot pointing straight forward towards the front of your mat. And then again here, you might find that slight movement of rounding your right armpit down towards the floor, stretching out your left shoulder, and then pressing into your right hand to rotate back. You might even press into the back of your left hand a little. And you can do that little movement, slightly stretching out different parts of your shoulder. And then from here, bring your right hand down on the floor in front of your face. Come back up onto both of your hands. Now, if your right foot isn't out to the right, bring it there now so the toes are pointing forward and the leg is straight. And take 3 cat-cows like that. So with your inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your chest. And with your exhale, press down, tuck the chin in and round. 2 more with your breath. Maybe close the eyes, come back to your intention. Letting go of your thoughts. Letting go of everything that doesn't affect your yoga, your mat. Come back into your neutral spine. Walk your hands in towards your shin now and come up to stand on your left knee. And now take the left hand palm forward inside your left leg, inside your right leg, left arm up, and find a side bend over your right leg. Push the left hip a little out to the left until you feel the stretch all the way down the outside of your thigh. One more breath. And then slowly come all the way back up. We'll bring the hands back down to the ground, bring your knees back together, coming back into your tabletop position. Now from here, walk your hands, one handprint forward, tuck your toes, and now we'll find a downward facing dog, taking the hips up and back. And this down dog, you can take the hands as wide as the mat if you'd like, feet as wide as your hips. And you can pedal out the feet a little bit, dropping one heel and then the other. Well, 2 more breaths here. This downward facing dog, maybe finding stillness for your last breath and dropping the heels down. And then from here, slowly start to walk the feet all the way up to your hands. Finding a forward fold here, heel till your feet as wide as your outer hips. Bend your knees and hold on to opposite elbows, letting your head relax down. Now from here, you can find maybe a little bit of sway as you keep your knees bent. And feel your side body lengthen as you rock from one side to the other. Let the head completely go. One more breath here, just connecting to the soles of your feet on the ground. And slowly release the elbows, release your hands down, and then bring your hands to the hips. Press into the feet, bend your knees, and hug the elbows back to come all the way up to stand. And then heel toe your feet the width of your sit bones underneath your hips and take your palms down alongside your body. Now reach your fingers towards the floor and lift your chest up, and then connect again to the soles of your feet. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. With your next breath in, sweep the arms up and maybe look up at your hands as you join them together. And as you exhale, slide them through your midline as in soft knees, bow all the way down to touch the ground. With an inhale, come halfway up, draw the shoulders back. And as you exhale, fold down over your legs. Finding some simple movement, root to rise, inhale, reach the arms up, linking the breath in your movement, hands to heart center. Finding this meditative rhythm, inhale, sweep the arms up as you look up. Exhale, forward fold, melting down, connect to your feet. Inhale, come halfway up, rise. Exhale, release as you fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms all the way around and up, press strongly into your feet. Exhale, the hands, the heart center through the middle. One more time like that, inhale, reaching up, comb the air, feel the air on your fingertips as you forward fold. Through the midline, all the air out. Inhale, come halfway up, draw the shoulders back. And exhale to fold. Now this time in this fold, take your hands down and step your right leg all the way back. And tap your right knee down to the mat or a blanket, untuck the toes and walk the hands up your left thigh. Now from here, interlace your fingers on top of the left thigh with the palms face down. And press your thigh forward and down. So you feel that you kind of come out of the bend of your front knee. And then as you do that, let your hips descend a little forward and down. So as you come out of the bend of your front knee, try to resist by pushing a little bit more into the bend of the front knee. Now from here, keep the fingers interlaced, take the palms inside out forward. So the arms are extended forward. And keep the legs exactly as they are. Start to round your shoulders as you push the hands forward a lot, maybe a slight tuck of the chin to the chest as you look towards the floor. Now from here, we're going to keep the arms straight. Start to reach up towards the ceiling, almost like you're blooming into this Anjaneyasana, and then trying to pull the arms slightly back behind your ears. Now from here, keep the arms straight, find a slight side bend to your left. Just a little bit. Don't have to go too far to feel a big stretch here. And now slowly come all the way back up through center and release the hands down to frame your front foot. Now tuck your toes, lift your back leg and step back into a plank pose. Hold here in your plank, take a breath in, shift a little forward. And with the breath out, you can tap the knees down and lower all the way down to your belly. Low cobra with an inhale, lift your chest forward and up. And as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up into a tabletop or maybe a plank pose. And tuck your toes, find a downward facing dog with your exhale. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Now bring your legs together. With a breath in, lift your right leg up. Keep pressing into your hands. As you breathe out, knee to nose, rounding your spine. Just like when we were in that lunge and pushing the mat down. Inhale, take the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding that thoracic spine right behind your heart. One more time, inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, look forward and step the foot between your hands. From here, tap your left knee down to the mat or the blanket and walk your hands up your right thigh. Interlace your hands on top of the thigh to start for this time. And now press your thigh forward and down. And you'll feel that left thigh get a good stretch as you do that. Now as you do that, start to lunge a little deeper into that right knee. And just go until you feel a good stretch. We're not trying to find our edge, we're just trying to experience this pose in a different way. Now keep the fingers interlaced, straighten the arms forward, take the palms inside out. Now from there, push your palms forward like you wanted to spread your shoulder blades and round right behind your heart. And maybe even look at the floor to get a nice stretch across your upper back. And then like you're blooming your chest up, start to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. moving them back. Now opening up the front of your ribs, but keeping the back ribs slightly lifted. From here, a little side bend to your right. And feel how you can move the stretch, almost just like in gate pose. You feel it move from your thigh up to your side body. Come all the way back up through center. Release the hands down to the floor. Tuck the toes, lift your back leg up, and now step forward into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift with your breath in, and with your breath out, fold over your legs. As you breathe in, sweep the arms all the way around and up, reaching up. And bring the hands to heart center as you breathe out. Now we'll do that one movement, one breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, looking up, press into the feet. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, connecting to the ground. Inhale, come halfway up, draw the shoulders back. And as you exhale, take your hands down, step the left leg back, tap the left knee, inhale, sweep the arms up, and as you interlace them, take them inside out. As you exhale, side bend slightly to your right as you push the hips a little to the left. Inhale up through center. And exhale, release the hands down, framing the front foot. Lift your back leg up, step back into your high plank. And exhale, lower all the way. If you want to lower halfway, that's fine. You can inhale into an up dog or a low cobra, rolling the shoulders back. And exhale, down dog is where we meet your rhythm. Bring the legs together. With an inhale, lift your left leg up from your heel. With an exhale, knee to nose, round it in as you push the mat away. Inhale, take the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding it in. Inhale, up and back, last time. And exhale, knee to nose, look forward, step the foot through. Tap your back knee down and inhale, take the arms up. As you do that, interlace the hands, take the palms inside out. And as you exhale, side bend to your left a little, push the hips a little to the right. Inhale up through center. And exhale the hands down, framing your front foot. Lift your back leg up and step forward to a forward fold. Inhale to come halfway up. And exhale to fold down. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep the arms all the way around and up, reaching up as you press the feet down. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale again, sweep the arms up, connecting to your feet as you reach. Exhale, forward fold all the way through your midline and taking the hips high up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step your right leg back, tap your right knee down. Inhale, take your arms up. Now this time we're going to switch it up. With your exhale, cactus the arms as you lunge the hips a little forward and down. Inhale, take the arms up again. And as you exhale, interlace the hands at your low back. Now you can interlace all 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, and then start to straighten your arms a little bit, opening up the front of your chest. And you can go as far as feels good in your shoulders today. It might feel good to lean back into your shoulders and look up, or stay a little more lifted, shoulders over hips. Take one more breath. And then slowly we'll release the hands down to the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your back leg, step back into a plank pose. Shift forward, lower all the way down to your belly this time. Reach your arms back behind you, palms face each other. And with an inhale, lift the arms, the legs, the chest, and the head. Only thing on the floor is your belly, locust pose. And exhale to lower down. Bring the hands to frame your chest, press up, tabletop or plank. And tuck your toes, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Full breath in, and a full breath out. Bring the legs together, and with your breath in, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. And with your breath out, knee to nose, just one time, step it through your hands. Tap your back knee down to the mat, and with an inhale, lift your arms up, pressing into your right heel. And as you exhale, cactus, lunging into your front knee. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, interlace the hands behind your back, maybe going for the opposite grip there. Inhale, start to straighten the arms a little bit, opening up the front of your chest. And if it feels okay, you can lean back into your shoulders as you start to lunge more into your front knee. Only go as far as feels stretched, not like you're just enduring it. Take one more breath. And then slowly release the hands down to the floor. Tuck the toes, lift your back leg, and step forward to the front of your mat. Come halfway up with a breath in. And with a breath out, fold down over your legs. As you breathe in, sweep the arms all the way around and up, looking up. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down to heart center. One more time with breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up, looking up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold, connect to your feet on the ground. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hands down, step the left leg back, left knee down. Inhale, arms up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Cactusing right and left as you open up with your exhale. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, interlace the hands behind your back. Inhale, open your chest. Hold for your exhale. Release the hands down to the floor as you inhale, step back into your plank pose. Lower all the way down with your exhale. Reach the arms back with your inhale, lift the chest and your legs, locust pose. Exhale, lower down, hands to the chest. Inhale, plank or tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog with your breath out. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Bring the legs together. Inhale one time, leg left, left leg lifts, leg left. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through your hands. Tap your right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up as you press into your left heel, cactus the arms right and left. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you, interlace the hands. With your inhale, open your chest, lean back. Hold for your exhale, relax the muscles of your face. Release the hands to the floor. Step forward to a forward fold with your breath out. Inhale to come halfway up, shoulders back. And with an exhale, fold down over your legs. Now hold this forward fold. Heel toe your feet a little wider than your hips, just like a rag doll. Bend your knees a lot. Now take your left hand, just the fingertips on the floor, or you might use your block on its highest height. Knees stay bent. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling as you straighten your right leg. And you can look up at your right hand if you'd like. And it's just like when we started. We're working in that thoracic spine, the place right behind your heart. So snuggle the right shoulder blade onto the ribs as you reach up, also reach down. Take one more breath. And then slowly soften both knees, fold through the center. Switch out your hands. Right hand comes down. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg as you reach your left arm up. And then open up from behind your heart by rotating the left shoulder more back. Take one more big breath in, reaching your left fingers up, right fingers down. And as you breathe out, forward fold over your legs. Breathe in, come halfway up. And as you breathe out, fold over your legs. Heel toe your feet back to hips width distance. Sweep the arms around and up with your breath and growing tall. And as you breathe out, release the hands down to heart center. Now practice a balance here, so you can either come to a wall, or you might want to keep something nearby that you could use, like a broomstick is sometimes nice. I like to use that sometimes. We'll start with the hands on the hips and come onto the ball of your right foot. And then from there, you can either stay like that for now, or start to draw the right knee in towards your chest. And this is where maybe a broomstick in your right hand would help. Flex the right toes. And now from here, we'll hug the right knee in with your left hand. So it's across your body. And then start to keep your gaze forward and towards the front of your mat. Reach your right arm back behind you into a twist. And now as you reach the right arm back, snuggle that right shoulder onto the ribs. You might start to turn your gaze a little bit back if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. But press that left foot into the floor. Take one more breath. And now slowly start to unwind. And now we'll keep the right leg lifted. Bring the hands to heart center. Bend your left knee and cross the right knee on top of the left, so there's no space between your thighs. Now from here, cactus your arms to the sides and hook the right arm underneath the left until the palms can touch, or you can give your outer shoulders a hug. Now from here, we'll pull the elbows down and lunge into your left knee by sitting the hips a little lower. So take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, squeeze the arms and the legs together a lot. Take a big breath in. With your breath out, squeeze like you are wringing out all negativity in your life. You can just take it out here. With your breath in, unwind your legs, sweep the arms up, get nice and tall, look up. And as you exhale, forward fold over both of your legs, take your hips high up. Breathe in, come halfway up. And as you breathe out, fold over your legs. As you breathe in, root to rise, reach the arms all the way around and up. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down to heart center. Slowly come onto the ball of the left foot. Find your balance, find something to look at that's not moving, and then draw the left knee in towards your chest, just until it's about the height of your hip. Now reach with your right arm across your body to hold your left knee. And then from there, keeping the gaze forward, start to reach your left arm behind you. Feel how that left shoulder blade starts to move more onto your ribs by reaching that left arm more back. And then you might start to turn your gaze as well to challenge your balance a little more. Take one more breath. And then slowly start to unwind. Bring the hands to heart center. Bend your right knee and cross your left knee on top of the right. You might tap the toes to the floor. Now from here, cactus your arms. You can hook the left arm under your right this time, so the left knee and your left arm are the closest things together. You can also hold on to your outer shoulders. Hold the elbows down as you lunge into your right leg, and then take a big breath in. And with the breath out, squeeze everything together. Breathe in, find your focus. Breathe out and squeeze. Slowly unwind your legs with your breath and reach the arms up. Get nice and tall. As you breathe out, forward fold all the way down to the floor. Breathe in to come halfway up. And as you breathe out, bring your hands down and step back into a downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Now from here, tap the knees down to the mat and find a child's pose for a few breaths. And also take this time, if you want to use a block for a balancing pose, to take a block near the front of your mat on its highest height. And find your breath, relax your forehead down. From here, slowly start to look up towards your hands. Shift your hips over your knees. And then from here, find your downward facing dog. From this down dog, bring your legs together, lift your right leg up. And with an exhale, step it all the way through your hands. Keep your left hand down. With an inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, finding an open twist. And with an exhale, bring that hand down. Now from here, we're finding a standing splits. Lift your left leg up, and you might use that block here to find a little bit more height in your upper body. But try to keep your left toes pointing towards the floor. Now from here, draw that left knee in towards your chest. Press into your right foot, and you can tap down if you need, but try to come all the way up to a one-legged balancing pose. Yeah. Take your time. Now take your right hand onto the knee just like before, finding the twist just for a breath. Reach your left arm back. Shaking is good. Find your balance, unwind. Bring the hands back to heart center just like we came in, finding the standing splits by kicking the left leg back. Bring the hands down to the floor or a block. Now keeping the left leg lifted, find a halfway lift in your chest. Maybe you're using the block for this. Slowly start to keep your left hand down. Reach your right arm up for revolved half moon. Yeah, you can keep a soft bend in your right knee if you'd like, and use your right shoulder blade to draw it back. Nice. And then slowly both hands down, land in your low lunge. And step back into your downward facing dog. Like nothing even happened. Awesome job. That is a tricky transition, but I knew you could do it, so I wanted to teach it today. From here, we'll take it right into the other side. Last hard thing we're doing, left leg lifts, breathe in. Breathe out, step it through your hands. Breathe in to reach the left arm up to the ceiling. Keep the right leg strong. With your breath out, bring your left hand down. Find a standing split by lifting the right leg up and pushing into your left foot. Now slowly start to draw the right knee in towards your chest. Move slow and you'll feel every small muscle in that left hip fire up to draw you into the one-legged Tadasana. Clutch your right knee with your left hand. Reach your right arm back into that twist. Awesome job. And then slowly unwind, hands to heart center, coming out of it the way we came in. Standing splits as you kick the right leg back. Take your hands down to the floor or a block. Find a halfway lift in your upper back. Right hand stays down on the floor or a block. Left arm reaches up. This is a tricky pose, so don't worry about what it looks like. Worry about what you're feeling. Take one more breath. And exhale, hands down, land in a low lunge. I realize that's a loaded question to ask how you feel in that pose. Come back into your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then slowly tap both your knees down to the floor. Shift your shins to one side and come to sit with the legs out in front of you. And now we'll take the legs wide. So you can either it can sometimes feel nice to sit up on a blanket or fold up a little bit of a blanket to sit just on the edge of it to tilt your pelvis a little bit more forward. But we'll take a few breaths in a wide-legged fold. It can also feel nice to have a block to put under your forehead. So start with the hands in front of you and just start to walk the hands forward a little bit. And a little bit might just be a few inches and that's where you stay. If you're able to lower onto forearms or maybe tap your forehead down to a block, find some breath wherever you go in this pose in the back of your heart. Take two more breaths here, just coming back into this moment, letting go of expectations or judgment. And slowly start to walk the hands back in towards you. And now draw the right knee in and bring the sole of your right foot into the inside of your left leg. And if you want to prop up that left knee with a block or a blanket, you're more than welcome. And take your left hand inside your left leg, palm face up, right arm up, and find a side bend over your left leg. So it's similar to gate pose. Push into your left arm to rotate your right shoulder back, and then descend your right hip down. And you can even experiment with what it feels like to straighten your right arm a little more and really reach, feeling every side muscle open up. And now slowly we'll come all the way back up. And now take your right hand on the floor behind you, left arm up, and switch the hand down to lift your hips up as you reach back and point your left toes. And then slowly we'll lower the hips down. And now we'll switch out your legs, draw the left knee in, right leg wide out to the side. Take your right arm inside your right leg, palm face up, left arm up, and find that side body stretch. And I find sometimes side body stretches can be almost as intense, if not just as intense as back bends. So find that intensity and use your breath. Try not to just endure it, but experience it. What is different? What kind of stretch have you not noticed in this pose before? If you notice the armpit stretch, the straightening of the arm, what does that change? Slowly come all the way back up. Bring your left hand down, right arm up. Push into your left hand to lift your hips, point your right toes, and reach back. And then slowly we'll lower the hips all the way down. Now we'll keep the left knee bent in and bend your right knee out to the right so it's in like a half hero pose with the tops of your right foot on the floor. So try not to get the ankle turned out to the side, but rather the top of the foot down. And if that means that you want to come and sit up on a block for that, for your knee, that's totally fine. Now keep your left knee bent, just bring the shin so it's about parallel to the front of your mat, and then bring the hands behind you on the floor. And you can turn the fingers towards you or a little bit out right and left. And for a moment, let's actually take the left foot onto the floor and bend the knee. And just come onto the back of your pelvis. So lift your hips, tuck your tailbone, place it back down. And if that's already feeling like a ton of stretch in the top of your right leg, then stay like that. Otherwise, you might press and lift your hips and maybe let your head fall back. If you still think you want more, you can lower onto your forearms behind you and press into your left foot and try to lift your hips like that. But again, just going for where you feel the stretch, not where you feel like you're resting on your edge. We'll slowly come all the way back up. Now, take your left knee and shin, again, parallel to the front of your mat. And now if it feels better to turn your right ankle out to the right, you can go ahead and do that, or adjust as you need that leg. And bring both hands down in front of your left leg. Now you can lower onto your left forearms in front of your shin. And this is a pigeon variation. I think I've heard one of my friend teachers, Mary, call this deer pose. You can also try to straighten your right leg if you want for a more traditional pigeon pose, if that feels better for you. But again, pigeon is an intense pose, so feel where you feel the stretch and then be there with it and sort of explore it. Where is it different that you might not have noticed? Because we're always often so worried about where we're going or when we'll get there, that we kind of miss that journey and all the intricacies along the way. Slowly start to come back up onto your hands. Take the hands behind you to straighten out both of your legs. And then you can just bend your knees and windshield wiper the legs a little bit right and left, just releasing the low back. I love these sort of nice end of practice hip openings. Feels so good. Let's take the other side. Bring your left leg back behind you, coming onto the top of your left foot. And again, if this is the knee that needs support, sit up on a block or a blanket, elevate your hips. We're going to start with the top of that foot down, bringing the hands behind you, and then take your right foot flat onto the floor. Press into your hands, lift your hips enough to just tuck your tailbone and place it back down. And you might already feel a lot of stretch like that, and if that's good, then stay. If you want to lower onto your forearms behind you, you can lower down further. You can keep lifting your hips up if that feels good. But really just going for a deep quad and hip flexor stretch here. But not at the cost of your knee joints. So take care of your body. Slowly we'll come back up onto your hands, draw on your forearms. Now if it's more comfortable for you to turn your left foot out, turn your left foot out. Bring your right shin parallel to the front of your mat. I know I'm not facing the front of my mat, but you know what I mean. So that's about a 90-degree angle in your right leg. Bring both your hands down in front of your right shin, and you can lower onto your forearms. You can either maybe straighten the left leg behind you if you want a more intense variation. Be where you are. That's what yoga is really all about, is finding the joy in where you are and letting go of the destination or the regret of what you didn't do. Finding that joy in this moment where your body, your mind, your breath are all connected. And slowly start to come back up onto your hands. Bring the hands behind you and straighten out both your legs. And again, you can just windshield wiper the legs a little bit right and left. And then from here, we're going to end in a supine Baddha Konasana. So if you want to use blocks or blankets to support your legs, you might choose to just take the legs out to the sides, but Supta Baddha Konasana is basically, a bug. That's not very yogic of me, sorry. Ew. Okay. I'm just gonna move that to the side. Come to lay on your back, and you can either bring the soles of your feet together and the knees wide and let them kind of hang in space, or you can use props maybe to prop up your legs, a blanket on either side of your legs. The online blooper reel could be so good if I knew how to edit. You can again either take your hands on your body like we began, or you can cactus the arms out to the sides. I'll come back to bring your attention into your heart center. Feel as if each breath was that little massage again for that space. What would it be like if we filtered every experience we had first through our hearts? Let go of our judgments, our attachments, and our fears. Begin to see ourselves and the world for as we truly are. Now our final pose here is Shavasana. So you can either stay like this for your Shavasana if this feels great. If you'd like, you can draw the knees to close and straighten out your legs and come to rest on your back. And in whatever position you've decided to end your practice, let your next breath in come all the way in, filling up. And your breath out, letting it go completely, feeling your body just surrender into the ground. Let each breath be a new wave of relaxation over your body, a new chance to let go. To notice the sounds in your environment, starting with the sounds closest to you now, the sound of your breath, the sounds in the room you're in. And then to start to extend your awareness outside of the room you're in and see if you can notice any sounds further. And then any sounds further away than that. You hear the layer of silence between and underneath all of those sounds. As you allow your awareness to just notice the sounds, can you also feel the sensation of your breath at the same time? Hear the sounds and feel your breath. And then staying in stillness, just blink your eyes open. Can you still hear the sounds and feel your breath? Without moving your head, can you just notice the things you see as you hear the sounds you hear and feel your breath? You just start to tap into what this pure awareness itself is. It's not aggressively pulling your mind away from anything, but it's a gentle opening up. When you feel ready, you might start to also invite some movement into this awareness, wiggling fingers and toes, but keeping yourself soft. And then maybe as you roll over onto one side, even here just noticing the sounds you hear, how it changes, the echo of the floor, the feel of the ground, the things you see. And taking your top hand down on the floor and keeping your head heavy, gently draw yourself up into a comfortable seat. And you might sit up on something to make your body comfortable. And then you can either close your eyes, or if you like having your eyes open, you can try just taking your gaze in front of your body on the floor a few feet in front of you. And make your seat comfortable. Again, just noticing, are you able to hear the things you hear? Feel your breath. And maybe even if your eyes are closed, can you still see the things you see? Without dialoguing with it all, just simply letting this moment move through you like water. What does it feel like to let go? These last few breaths, let it ground you into your practice. So this sense of awareness doesn't end when you roll up your mat, but rather can be blips along your day and eventually a constant. And bring the hands together in front of your heart. Take a big breath in, filling all the way up. And sigh it out as you bow the head down to the hands, bowing to the divinity in everything around you and the divinity within you. And the light that shines inside of me sees and bows before the light inside of you. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you. Thank you for practicing with us. I hope to see you again soon. If you have any questions or feedback, as always, feel free to reach out to us on social media. We love to hear from you. Love you so, so much, and have a great start to your week, day, whenever you're watching this. Bye.